Have you ever carried a small stone in your pocket for so long that you forgot it was there, until one day your shoulder ached and you finally felt its weight? For many of us, old anger and hurt are those stones. They sit in our hearts, unseen, and slowly change how we breathe, sleep, and connect. What if I told you that choosing to set those stones down after age 70 could make your days longer, calmer, and sweeter? Today we will walk slowly through how forgiveness, not forgetting, not excusing, but choosing peace, can protect your heart, sharpen your mind, mend relationships, ease pain, and invite joy back into your life. Point 1. Forgiveness relieves stress and protects the heart. Imagine Margaret, 73. For 30 years, she carried a bitter story about her brother, an argument about money the family never properly discussed. Every holiday, the same tightness returned to her chest. Her doctor called it high blood pressure. Margaret called it a weight she could not lift. When she finally chose to say, "I forgive you," she didn't phone to reconcile that day. She wrote a short letter she kept for herself and noticed, slowly, that the tightness around her heart eased. She slept a little better. Her doctor noted lower blood pressure at her next visit, and Margaret felt less on edge in the mornings. Why this matters. Long-term anger keeps the body in a state of alert. That steady, low-level stress raises blood pressure, keeps your heart working harder, and can quietly make heart problems more likely. Forgiveness does not erase the past, but by lowering that constant stress, it gives your heart a rest. A short practice. The next time a memory of hurt flares, take 3 slow breaths and silently say, "I choose peace for myself." Repeat this for a week and notice small shifts. Point 2. Forgiveness improves sleep and mental clarity. Think of John, 75, who replayed a long argument with his son every night. His mind would review, revise, and relive until dawn. The result: heavy mornings, forgetfulness, and small mistakes he never used to make. When John tried forgiveness exercise, writing a letter he never sent, then reading out loud to the empty room, the rehearsals in his head slowed. Sleep returned in fragments, then as whole nights. His memory felt steadier and his mornings kinder. Why this matters. The mind needs closure or at least a different relationship to painful memories. Ruminating steals rest. Better sleep repairs the brain, improves memory, and supports mood. Simple bedtime ritual. For 5 minutes before sleep, write one line about the event that still bothers you, and then write one short line saying what you choose instead. For example, "I choose rest." Let the page be private. Repeat for a week and watch the racing thoughts soften. Point 3. Forgiveness strengthens relationships and community. Eleanor, now 78, had not spoken to her childhood friend Joan for more than 2 decades after an ugly argument. Loneliness grows in the space left by lost friendships. The holidays became quieter, walked slower. One spring day, Eleanor wrote a small note. "I miss you." Joan answered, and slowly they rebuilt a friendship that fit these later years. Gentler, more honest, and deeply comforting. That renewed connection brought laughter back into Eleanor's days. Why this matters. Strong social ties are one of the clearest predictors of longer, healthier lives. Forgiveness can open a door to renewed companionship, or at least a gentler endings that reduce isolation. A practical step. If safety allows, try a short reconciling message. One sentence, calm tone. Focus on your feelings rather than blame. "I miss parts of our old friendship. Would you be open to a brief visit or phone call?" If the other person isn't ready, you still gain peace by expressing your truth. Point 4. Forgiveness eases physical pain and holds less tension. Harold, 80, had arthritis pain that seemed worse on Sundays, the day his mind wandered to old fights. He began a small daily practice. Before bed, he placed a warm cloth on his knees, breathed slowly, and imagined the muscles around his joints relaxing as he repeated a forgiving phrase to himself. He reported the pain felt a bit softer over months. He continued his medical care, but the day-to-day suffering did not dominate his life as it used to. Why this matters. Emotional tension tightens muscles and can amplify the perception of pain. Letting go of anger can reduce that tension and give the body space to feel less strained. Try this. Practice progressive relaxation for 10 minutes. Tense each small muscle, then release. Pair it with a forgiveness statement. I release the hold this hurt has on me. Point 5. Forgiveness brings emotional freedom and opens a door to joy. Rosa carried quiet resentment toward an ex-partner for choices made 40 years ago. She felt small joys, a good cup of tea, a sunny bench, but always shadowed by the old story. After a slow process of forgiving, not to condone what happened but to reclaim her present, she found colors brighter. She took up watercolor painting again and laughed at small mistakes in her work. This softening allowed more curiosity and pleasure every day. Why this matters. When we're not reliving the past, we can notice small pleasures and be grateful for them. That gratitude and simple joy enrich life immediately. A joyful practice. Each morning, name 3 small things you look forward to that day. The warmth of sunlight, a phone call, a walk. Let these be tiny anchors of delight. Point 6. Forgiveness includes self-forgiveness, a key to purpose and longevity. Many people assume forgiveness is only for others, but forgive yourself for mistakes, for roads not taken, and you may open a new chapter. Meet Liam, 76, who blamed himself for a decision that troubled his adult children. For years, he carried shame. When he began taking small acts of repair, an honest letter and a humble offer to listen, he also began forgiving himself. That self-forgiveness allowed him to volunteer at a local reading program, which gave him new routine, purpose, and daily smiles. He felt needed again. Why this matters. Purpose and meaning are powerful forces in later life. Self-forgiveness can free you to try, to connect, and to give, all of which support health and longevity. Self-forgiveness practice. Write a short, compassionate note to yourself like you would to a dear friend. I know you tried your best then. You deserve kindness now. Point 7. A practical roadmap. Steps you can use starting today. Forgiveness is a process, not a decision you flip like a switch. Here is a gentle, practical roadmap to follow, step by step. Name the hurt quietly to yourself. Keep it factual, what happened and how it made you feel. Allow the feeling. Notice anger, sadness, or grief without trying to fix it immediately. Sit with it for short time periods, 5 to 10 minutes. Write a letter you do not have to send. Say everything you need to say, then rip it up, keep it, or file it. The letter is for your freedom. Use a forgiveness phrase that feels honest. I choose peace of myself, or I will not let this pain take more of my life. Repeat it in quiet moments. If reconciliation is safe and possible, prepare a short script focused on your feelings and boundaries. When X happened, I felt Y. I'd like us to try to listen to each other. Keep expectations small. Practice small body work. Slow breathing, short walks, gentle stretching. Let your body mirror the mind's releasing. Seek help if the hurt is deep. Trusted friends, a support group, or a therapist can guide you. Forgiveness after trauma may require professional help. Make service a step. Helping others often eases inner pain and creates meaning. Start with one small weekly action. Practical scripts you can use. Private letter opener. I am writing to release what I've carried. Short reconciling message. I am not angry right now. I miss our friendship and would like a short visit if you're willing. Self-forgiveness line. I forgive you, your name, for doing what you could with what you knew then. A weekly habit. Pick one forgiving practice each day. A 5-minute breathing break. A short forgiveness note. A kindness for yourself. And watch how small, steady changes rewrite the daily landscape. Common myths and gentle cautions. Myth. Forgiveness means forgetting or excusing. Not true. Forgiveness is about choosing not to let the hurt rule your life. Myth. You must reconcile to forgive. Not true. Forgiveness can be private and deeply healing without reunion. Caution. Forgiveness is not the same as tolerating abuse. If you are unsafe, protect yourself first. Forgiveness does not require putting yourself in harm's way. Seek help and set firm boundaries when needed. A brief guided practice. For the listener now, close your eyes if it feels safe. Breathe in for 4 counts. Hold 2 counts. Breathe out for 6. Picture a small stone in your pocket. Name the feeling it represents. Now imagine taking the stone out and placing it gently on a table. Say to yourself, I will carry less today. Open your hands. Take one slow breath. When you're ready, open your eyes. This 5-count practice can be done in a chair on a porch or before bed. Final reflection and invitation. So where might you begin? Maybe with a 1-sentence letter you write and tuck away. Maybe with a short phone call or a private forgiveness practice at night. Maybe with a deep breath and a new daily habit. 3 small things you appreciate. Forgiveness after 70 is not a failure to remember. It is a choice to spend the rest of your time less burdened, more present, and more available for the people and pleasures that matter. If a story here touched you, please share in the comments. Tell us a small step you might try this week, or a story of a time you set a stone down. Your words may be the gentle nudge someone else needs. If this video helped, like it, subscribe for more warm and practical ideas for living well, and share it with a friend who might need permission to let go. Thank you for sitting with us today. May your days feel lighter, your mornings kinder, and your heart a little more free.